Howard Stern. And I know this isn't a sports topic, but Howard Stern just got canceled by SiriusXM. They're not going to renew his contract. Howard Stern is perhaps the most fraudulent, disappointing media character. When Howard Stern was at the peak of his career, I saw the movie Private Parts. I read the book Private Parts. I had respect for Howard Stern. It's not that I thought he was the ultimate, but I thought he was authentic. He was politically incorrect. He was a shock jock, and he was the best at that. And then 10, 12, 15, this guy pivoted into this woke clown. And I think what I find fascinating here is that I think it's the return of Donald Trump and the sea change around Donald Trump that is why SiriusXM is moving off of Howard Stern. That the culture no longer supports something as inauthentic as Howard Stern, pretending he's some woke. And for some of you young people, I want to play a couple of clips just reminding people of who Howard Stern is. But before the last decade has spent pretending to be some Black Lives Matter woke clown. Here's Howard Stern. Let's play shot number 10. This is Howard Stern in blackface.
Everything I'm going to say here tonight, so it's all right. Ain't that right, you smelly nigga?
I didn't write that.
Well, you is a smelly nigga. I got some more jokes for your New Year's Eve party there.
You're not tired of this.
And don't be racially offended, because Whoopi done wrote them for me, okay? Here we go.
Go ahead.
Black hole.
Black hole.
You're going to love this. Hey, look at that. What do I loves most about the Whoopi? Yeah.
That sure has great timing.
Hey, Robin, what does you call a black rocket scientist?
I don't know,
A
Ted.
nigga. Whoopi wrote it. Whoopi wrote it. Hey, did you happen to notice this?
No, what
this
is
here
that?
is my mother, Mama Dancing. Why, she done work in blackface, too.
She must be very proud.
Yeah.
Now I know you really love me, Ted. You the man.
I tell you, you the man. What done happened to Sherman's career? It's really over the end. I want you to give us a kiss, you smelly cog-hat coon. I love you.
May I say something here?
Oh, you can say whatever you want, you smelly nigga. Whoopi wrote that.
That's it, Ted. You didn't know I was going to say that. Whoopi had no chance to write it. I don't accept that kind of language. You can call her whatever you want, but you don't talk to me that way or I'll leave.
Well, don't let the door hit you on your big black ass, mama, on the way out of here. Now, where was I?
That's Howard Stern. And we've seen a guy for the last 12 years pretend like he's some voice of integrity, morality, and Donald Trump and the MAGA movement are the worst people on the planet. Good riddance to Howard Stern. I made a point earlier this week that I'll reiterate. There are certain people that have more freedom than everyone else here in America. They can get away with what Howard Stern just had done and put on tape and be in good standing and be celebrated and sign $100 million contracts despite that. And then there are other people that couldn't recover from that. And no one would. Anyway, Steve, do you have any thoughts of Howard Stern? Were you a fan, supporter? What do you think of his exit from center stage?
Long live Fart Man. And I can't say that I was a daily viewer where I really got my most exposure to him. I don't know if you watched it, but I think every Saturday night before E! Entertainment did a video version of his show, they used to do like a weekend wrap-up of the best moments of his week. And there was a time that he absolutely was cutting edge. And we have to admit this. He was a pioneer. He was the biggest name in radio. He won every war. He's an absolute titan in that sense. But I also found it ironic that once he signed with Sirius and he wasn't over the terrestrial airwaves, traditional radio, I rarely heard of him. I think there's a price that comes with some of these deals. You might get incredibly wealthy, but I believe that your actual reach contracts. It doesn't really expand. The other thing is, in dealing with like the 180, the flip-flop that he did, Jason, it brings about this question. Should we be suspicious of anybody that goes out of their way to be really preachy about race and to almost always sell you on how racist they're not, and like the fake moral outrage that they now espouse? Those people, because I see it in boxing media and I see it with boxing Twitter all the time, a lot of these people going out of their way to show you how unracist they are and to be overly offended by certain things. And I always say, why? Why are you doing this? And when I think of people like that, first thing that comes to mind is the 180 of Howard Stern.
CJ, you know anything about Howard Stern?
Well, I'm just going to agree with Steve in that I'm 34 years old. There's never been a single person my age or within my friend group that has ever brought up a single thing that Howard Stern has said, ever. That's how little relevance he has with anybody my age. And so he hasn't been relevant. In 2006, he moved to SiriusXM. I was 16 years old. There was nothing to it. And I get it. In 1982, he got syndicated. So it's been a long time. He ruled. But I would tell you, he is, even before his crazy woke turn and all that, he's been a net negative. Anything I've ever heard and read about him, he's a net negative. Like there were two trailblazers in talk radio. One was Rush Limbaugh, the ultimate net positive, and one was Howard Stern, who's just continued to move the Overton window the wrong direction.
You know what? That's enough on Howard Stern. Help us grow the Fearless Army. Pound that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with all your fearless friends.